Chairman of the General Council and Chair of the 8th Ministerial Conference of the WTO, and in that capacity, he has been asked to also come here to give us some thoughts from the Geneva perspective of what they have heard over the last couple of days and some messages that they would like to take back for ITC and messages that they will be actually taking back to Geneva. So, without any further ado, let me ask the Ambassador of Uruguay to start off and to give us his feedback on the last couple of days. Ambassador.
Thank you, Patricia. Let me start by thanking the Indonesian government for hosting this 2012 WEDF event in such a high-level performance and hospitality. I also want to thank you, Patricia Francis, and your ITC team for putting together the energy and the capacity to make this happen. I can assure you that it was a success, these 3 days debate that we have. During these 3 days, we have the opportunity to debate and share real experiences from all over the world. Now the point is how we use all this knowledge that we get in concrete actions to connect growth markets in this new dynamics of global trade. I will focus the answer in one element that was constantly mentioned by participant national authorities and from the private sector present here. And this issue is the information as an obstacle and as a path to better perform in the global trade. It is clear that in the new global trade dynamic, information is very important because allow us to know better the new tendencies, help us to take informed decisions and to planify better strategies. Also assist us to identify different obstacles and provide with another view to policy takers and policy makers of where are the problems. Now, I make a list of 5 topics that I took from the participants in the different meetings that we have been having these 3 days. One of them is the negative impact of non-trade barriers in the global trade. The other is trade analysis in South-South cooperation. The third is information asymmetries and trade platform as a possible solution. The fourth is SPS measures database. And the last one, but not least, trade facilitation. With respect to the recommendations after recommendations to ITC after hearing these debates, I think that ITC can play an important role to address all these issues that I will describe briefly to you all. With respect to the first, the analysis of the negative impact of non-trade barriers in global trade, many speakers and questions from the audience mention the negative impact of these measures that not only prevent trade, but also could generate market uncertainties. Therefore, there is a need to address this issue. And here I want to remark the excellent work that ITC is doing in this front in different programs and in different countries, like in Uruguay, with the analysis of the different measures, and then the dissemination of these results to help the policymakers and to aware the private sector of these measures that can cost time and money as well. So I think here ITC can continue and deep the work that is doing in order to address this issue. The second one is trade analysis in South-South cooperation. The topic of this WEDF edition is linking growth markets, new dynamics in global trade. Here, South-South cooperation, South-South trade plays and will play an important role in making these linkages possible. One of the speakers mentioned the lack of analysis of the lack of information of new markets, new regions, and that can be seen as an obstacle. So again, here I consider that ITC as an international agency can be key in providing services that will allow a small and medium enterprise from developing and transition economic countries to benefit from this analysis and look for new opportunities. The third point that I want to mention is information asymmetries and trade platform as a possible solution. Many small and medium enterprises face the problem of getting the correct information to address and to better position themselves in the new markets. And one of the solutions can be the implementation of a trade platform to gather information of these new trends of the market. For example, ITC is working with the government of Uruguay in the implementation of a trade platform that will allow our trade representatives in the different embassies in the world and our representatives in Montevideo to get the information and then to transmit to the private sector where are the best possibilities or what is X country demanding for services, for goods, etc., etc. So I think here ITC developing this tool can play also a critical issue, a critical role, I must say. The first one is sanitary and phytosanitary measures database. In agriculture front, this is a critical issue that many developing exporter countries are facing. These measures prevent affluent trade among countries. So I consider that through ITC programs, the identification of these SPS measures in a database will help policymakers to avoid the implementation of these measures, and at the same time, exporters will have a better idea of the different restrictions, and this will save time and cost. The last one is trade facilitation. We hear a lot about trade facilitation during these 3 days. the importance that trade facilitation can have in addressing obstacles that different countries are facing with border restrictions. So here, the process of identifying and disseminating the information of these restrictions can help to reduce costs and increase the volume of trade in South-South country. This is a list of some issues that I pick up, but of course there are so many issues that can be included in this list. But I think ITC can, and I'm sure will, contribute through their different programs to overcome the obstacles that these barriers nowadays cause. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ambassador. Certainly a comprehensive list there of things which we need to actually look at, and